Did you know that the AI chips that everybody is buying, everyone is so excited about, everybody wants, are made here in Phoenix, Arizona? Taiwan Semiconductor is here in Maricopa County with a $165 billion plant that's going to employ 62,000 workers, high paid workers. And it's not going to happen. It's underway right now. They're making chips. This plant's been under construction for 3 or 4 years, and now everybody's doing this. So let's just talk about what's going on. It's happening right here. So you should start thinking of, where am I going to position my real estate growth? Because your stocks, you can buy AI stocks, but let's buy real estate that's close to the plants where all these people are going to work, and let's buy affordable homes there, and we are going to make a fortune. We love that. Now, if you've been following my other work, you know that we have a timing issue that we're concerned about, and that timing issue is coming. We can see the turn of the cycle coming. So we have a change, a trend coming. It's not here yet, but it's going to happen. But this one is not dedicated for you guys. This is dedicated to those that are in California, in Seattle, in Portland, in Minneapolis or Milwaukee, or New York, New Jersey, St. Louis, and you're a real estate investor. You talk my language. We're talking real estate. And I'm going to tell you, real estate is a long-term investment. Now, I have to ask you, if you are in Minneapolis, is this a good place for you to be? Is this a good use of your money? If you can say, yes, I'm so glad that I'm in Minneapolis. I wish I'm going to invest more in Minneapolis. Well, then stay there. But if you say, gosh, it's really hard to do business here, I want to get out. If you don't look and say, hey, I have a 5 or 10-year horizon, and it's just absolutely wonderful, then you need to start thinking to yourself, what am I doing in Minneapolis or San Francisco or Los Angeles or San Diego or Seattle or Portland, and start saying, look, I might have $5 or $10 million at major risk. And nothing worse than working 20 or 30 years putting a portfolio together and say, hey, this is tough, because we're here in Phoenix, Arizona. We just reduced our taxes, our income tax, from 4.6% to 2.5%. Reduced it. That's the maximum that you can pay, is 2.5% state tax, 2.5%. We also just eliminated tenant tax. Tenants don't pay tax on rentals. They did for a long time. Not anymore, because we are a very business-friendly state, a very landlord-friendly state, and we don't have problems with tenants. I'm going to tell you, my tenants are in place for years and years and years and years. We maximize the tenant, we don't maximize the rent. But if we make a mistake, and it does happen, we've got a big portfolio, it does happen, our tenants, if you don't pay your rent, you're gone in 30 days. I tell people that, and they think we're nuts. They're gone in 30 days. So if you're in California, we hear these stories, these terrible stories that they can't get rid of a tenant. Rent is due the first here. It is late the second. We'll process serve, get you into court in 5 days, set a court date by the end of the month, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, depending on when weekends fall. You're gone. That's the Landlord-Tenant Act. So we get people that pay their rent. We provide a very good place. We expect to get paid. That's the trade-off. So if you're in California, these Chicago or New York, where you got rent controls, none of that stuff here. We're very, very business friendly, very, very landlord friendly, and we're doing very well. We run a very good shop. We are in the affordable space, which is where we're having problems, affordability issues. A lot of people can't afford a new house. So it's great for us in our business, because we're in an affordable home space. Most of the properties that we're buying are $350,000 to $400,000, and our real estate taxes, they're $1,200 to $1,800 a year. Cost you $100 to $150 a month in real estate taxes. So, and our insurance is reasonable. We don't have much crime. You can walk to your schools in a crime-free neighborhood. So let's just tell you what's going on here in Maricopa County, because if you're in these places that we call endangered cities that don't have good governance, that have bad taxes, that have bad crime, that the growth is poor, then you can do a 1031 exchange, an IRC 1031 exchange. Every taxpayer in America qualifies for that. So you can do that. Your broker and whatever will be able to tell you to do. It's very, very, very simple. We do tons of them. We're transferring people from bad markets to very, very good markets. And that's what we're talking about. So let me tell you what's going on here, because it is explosive and it's exciting. So let me go to my very first slide here, and let's just talk about what we see. Okay. We just had the Wall Street Journal do a documentary. It's only 5.5 minutes, so I would say you should really take a look at it. It's called "Why a 17-Mile Stretch of Arizona is Booming." This is the 303. There's already 40 warehouses. It's just explosive. These are big distribution points because it's cheaper for you to offload in Long Beach, cart it over here to Arizona, and distribute from Arizona. You can now get to Texas, you can get to Colorado, you can get to New Mexico and Nevada, and still go back to California and do that for 40 or 50% less than what you're doing it for in California. And your workers that work in your warehouses can buy a house. Wolf is here. Wolf Sub-Zero is here. They've got a factory here. Amazon, Dick's Sporting, UPS, Ball, Red Bull, you name it, we've got them here. And right now we have 17 that are under construction with over 1 million square feet. BNSF Railroad just bought 400 acres here, and they're bringing in a rail. They're bringing in a logistics hub. We have all kinds of things going on. Let me go to my next slide, and let's just talk about what we see. Here is the big prize. This is the big prize. So we have Taiwan Semiconductor. That's 4 or 5 years ago, they started with an $8 billion exposure. And then they went to $12 billion facility, into 15 to 20. Now they're at $165 billion with maybe 40 fabs. We have other chip manufacturing companies that are supporting this plant. The whole area is exploding. It's going to be 62,000 workers. Costco just announced that they're opening a big store there, as well as 2 Marriotts. We're getting a Courtyard Inn and a Residence Inn are being built within walking distance of these plants, and it's explosive growth. These people are going to make very big money, very good jobs, and it's a decades-long growth pattern, and it's here. But wait, that's not all. Let's go to my next slide, and let's just talk about what you see. Intel and Taiwan Semiconductor have entered into a joint venture, and Nvidia supercomputers are made with TMC chips, as well as Nvidia. Nvidia just did $100 billion contract with Taiwan Semiconductor to make their AI chips. Nvidia is making their AI chips here in Maricopa County. $100 billion contract from Nvidia. You guys all know what's going on with Nvidia. Let me go to my next slide, and let's just talk about that. AMD just did a deal with OpenAI. Their chips are going to be made by AMD, and they're going to be made here at the Taiwan Semiconductor. Can you believe that? Taiwan Semiconductor in Arizona, Maricopa, in their big facility, is going to be made here in Maricopa County. What a great marriage this is going to be, right here. And this is the next one. You had to see this. This I got from Zero Hedge this morning. So Intel, of course, which is doing their JV work with some Taiwan Semiconductors. You're not doing all their stuff, but they're working on some joint projects. So Intel announced a $10 billion upgrade on some of their existing fab plants. They're opening up another one, a 700-acre plant here in Chandler, Arizona. Another $32 billion in chip plants. Now, these are coming from very, very good manufacturers. This is a long term, this is a decades long trend that's in place. Now, if you've been following my work, we've been telling you that no, this is not the time to put out new capital. That's coming. And then, of course, we're going to want to load up the truck when we start talking about getting up around 303 in these fab plants. We want to do that. We want to make a lot of money. It's great business. There's going to be people coming in here. There's going to be shortages of homes. We're going to fill that shortage. It's going to be a symbiotic relationship. We're going to provide a very good product, and we're going to get paid for that. And you can get involved with that. We're already involved. I'm going to tell you that half of our clientele have never seen your homes. We represent them. We acquire the properties. We put tenants in. We've got property managers that we've vetted. They take everything. They get the tenant for you. They check the credit of the tenant and where they're working. We have the policy, and I'll share this with you. We're more concerned with the quality of the tenant than we are maximizing the rent. So we maximize the tenant, not maximize the rent. Now, we don't give the rent away, but if it's $2,000, we'll take $1,950, get 3 or 4 or 5 different applications for it, take the best one, and we get it rented right away. It's just an easy, simple program. Works like a champ. We do really, really well with it. It's your property. You can be as involved with it as you want or not. And we've got 5 or 6 different property managers you can choose that see who you like. And they're all very, very good. They're passive income. And typically it's not unusual, $10, $15, $20, $25,000 a month. We're sending out to our each per investor. So we're used to this. We can handle this for you. It doesn't matter where you're from. We'll take care of it for you. Let me go to my next slide, and let's just talk about this. Now, I'm suggesting you do a 1031 exchange is really what I'm suggesting that you do. So this is where I'm at. If I can help you in any way, I certainly will. I do a lot of consultations, cost a few dollars, but we sit down and go over what's good for you. How's this going to work out for you? Have a lot of people looking to retire. If you don't have income in your portfolio, you cannot retire. You have to have at least 2 properties, just 2. That's one of our strategies. 4 is better. 10, you're on easy street. So if you don't have some kind of real estate exposure, which is going to protect your purchasing power, you really shouldn't be retiring. $100,000 in 10 or 20 years is going to be it just gets whittled down, and you lose your purchasing power, just even with benign inflation. And $100,000 spendable income is nice today, but in 10 or 20 years, it's only worth 40 or 50,000. And so now you're 60, 70, 80 years old, and your purchasing power is gone. Just 2 properties will do that for you. So we're here to help. We've got all kinds of strategies for you. If I can help in any way, give me a call. We'll get the financing ready. We'll get you to talk to our people. Let you talk to all our property managers, see who you feel comfortable with. Talk to me, make sure we're a good fit. My very best for you guys. Bye-bye now.